And we're live on a thirsty Thursday because they're thirsty for the living water. Cups up, people. I am the hostess with the mostest, the high priestess, that card right in front of you, Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer and teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, light worker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, what are those cards? Psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American symbol. I am your spiritual psychoanalyst, your messenger of God, first child of God, the Lilith reincarnated. In order to keep up with me, you had to catch my last live video, and when I posted my community page, my latest shorts. Said I wasn't going to do this. No, I was chilling, and I was like, I could feel this urge, like, aren't you going to speak? So what are you talking about? I fucking did a 2-hour reading. I don't do those. I haven't done those for a long time. I have to take a break. But I did a 2-hour reading this morning, which was like a whole closing of the book of everything that in regards to energy. I was very proud of the fact of, my knowledge, how much knowledge and wisdom I've gained regarding planetary energy and its influences. And I've been sitting with Metatron for like nearly 3 months now, and it's just, I can look back and I can put it in I can put it in a conversation now. Before I was just like, what the fuck are we doing here? It was like sitting in, a planetarium all day, and you're just staring at it. Like, what am I staring at? Then I had to learn the quantum realm tarot to understand what those planets that I was staring at meant, what those stars, why I'm being drawn out in the wee hours staring at the stars. Hey, Starseed. The Earth says hello. Anyway, so I said that, and then afterwards, let me crack my neck here, let me adjust my chakras. Afterwards, I posted some shit about Russ, and I was laughing. It's like, the fuck you want, bitch? The fuck you want? What was it? I told him this morning, I said goodbye to Russ. We're detaching. I don't need him anymore. I said, the fuck you want, bitch? All of a sudden, he's decided he's going to drop a song tonight. Now, mind you, he's always famous for this bullshit, but he'll tell you all week. He'll drop everything. He'll be like, he'll drop his panties and jerk off right in front of you. His jerk off. But all of a sudden, he's all, song comes out at midnight. He pulled an alley, completely unprepared. No. He went in super raw and dry. Like, nope, I gotta do this now. That was very impulsive. We might need to what does it say? Rein in an errant child is what was in the cards. So we're going to analyze this psycho. Got him going psycho. Watch him go down, 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 down. And then I made a joke. I was listening to it right in front of Diana, and I turned it off. I was like, if I'm going to date a rapper, bro, he's got to have better I was like, he's got to be harder than that. And she's like, yeah, he's got to have better bars than that. That was pretty weak. You can't compete where you don't compare. And it sounded very whiny. What was the song? I Want You? Something about, same old shit. How he fucking, he blows and goes. How he buys love. Right? And I was like, wow, thank you for bringing that song to us after all these teachings. He's like the closing edits, that song you walk out on at the end of the show. My Holy Spirit. Oh, we usually have date night, it'd be fight night on date night every Friday night. Because he liked to do this shit. It's like, no, I'm going to get a rise out of her. Bro. I'm always quick to rise to the occasion, but there's nothing really to talk about right here. That's why I shared a totally different song. It was all, I like a rapper that can really put it on. You're over there, I want you, I want you. It's like you were in your room like a little boy band group. I want you. I know how songs recorded, dude, so I see you punching in every line as I see myself punching you after every line. I love him. We're not married. That's why I was like, an actual union? No, we're like brother and sisters, dude. And I was like, he's the constant pain in my flesh. I'm gonna get up in that ass right now, bro. In the essence, no, I'm just trying to teach people. You're never gonna be rich and famous doing this type of shit. I can say that to someone like him because he has no knowledge of the fact that he is rich and famous. He's trying really hard to become such things. Oh, man. So then I posted that, and then within 19 seconds, I heard the ding-a-ling-a-ling. I heard this. He's a real high-pitched bitch. was like, oh, there's somebody at my door. Give me a second. I go over, and he's like trying to explain himself for the umpteenth time why he keeps fucking deleting the album and reloading it with new songs. Why couldn't you just do what everybody else does? If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. You're just trying to manipulate. Always trying to do the most, the extra, but you're not even doing the extra. You're just being extra. You're not doing any extra work. You're just being extra. Extra, hear all about it. Okay. You're a goofball. Give me a headache. I hope that my husband has an equal disgust with you. Why? I guess that's not very healthy for us to share. But in the essence, I really hope he's not a fan of your bullshit. And I hope he never thought that, he had to compete with you. I don't know. He might be cool and be like, you know what, just forget him. And that could be helpful in my life. Just to always point out how unimportant you are. That's a good thing. You really are. It's like you love Russ. No, God loves Russ. He wastes my life with Russ. It's a waste of life. I could tell you how much God loves him, and I could tell you how much pity I have being stuck in the middle of this situation. I don't. I want to punch that guy in his fucking face all the time. There's me, and then there's the universe. We're not in alignment with this. I'm not like, oh God. If I was like, I think an urge would come out, like I'd give him like the googly eyes for a minute, and then all of a sudden just grab his fucking hair and really hurt him. I feel a lot of violence towards that guy. Is that repressed anger? No, it's just disgust. Really? I'm not hurt about anything, or maybe I am. Did you hurt me, Russ? If you did, I'm unaware of it, and we will revisit that hurt later, but you're not hurting me today. You're hurting today. All right, let's move on. It's Thursday, which means it's Friday, and we're already dealing with the dark angel, so we might as well go into the dark. Brace yourself for the shadows. Where do we want to go from here? Where am I supposed to go from here? What's up, Marshall? You're on a squeaky quiet fucking tone right now. You're in some serious contemplation. He gets just as much inspiration from me and my stories. Like, he could have took this and wrote a totally different song about this, and I'm sure he did. And he just writes down his thoughts on a piece of paper. I'm emptying my book of rhymes, get them all out my head, every thought, you know what I mean? Just saying. And that's what he does, and it's not about that, but I'm sure he could have wrote a very, you know what I mean, cool song to this. Way better than yours that, turn it up, what'd he say? More like, turn it down. He ain't talking about shit. Turn down for what? Because it's him. That doesn't make you feel turned up on a Friday. Nobody's turning this up. Can you see him? I want you. I want you. That's the hook. I want you. He just sits there. And he has no flow. You ever seen him perform? He puts all these videos on TikTok and shit. He's like, he just sits there, masturbating with his fingers. No flow of energy. There's no expression. He's just trying to focus on his words. Make sure you say the words. Forget about the delivery. Just say them. They're just words. Turn up. Oh, God. Good luck on your music career. Good luck on your dreams of being big and famous. All right, let's dig into this. I organized my cards and I put them in these little Tupperware things, and now I'm looking at them like, which one do we take? And that's where it is like, how do you pick the cards? I just fill it out. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. I feel like we're going to go with the new ones for sure, because they're always deep, and that's what they're called, the dark and dangerous. Let's get dangerous with it. And I'm filling a demon, because we're dealing with a demon. A diamond, as he calls himself. You're such a fucking liar. And we'll throw some witchcraft in there. GD check, yourself. Are you ready for a fucking ride? Oh, yeah. Do you want to ride with us? We'll go through this, and if we can go through more, then we'll do some more. Why? Because I'm trying to stay still and not, and that's what I told him. It came out of my mouth. I told Diana, I was like, I'm becoming angry. And when I don't get my way, I become extremely explosive. I'm usually pretty chill and I don't need things to go my way, but this is just justice. I was like, I'm going to explode. What's wrong? They turned off the water, bro, without any notice. And it has been off for a very long time. And I'm crazy about cleanliness, so I can't wash dishes, can't flush the toilet, can't fucking take a shower or a spiritual bath to wash off my energy. And I am like heated, bro. and they gave us no notice. When they do this shit, I am that fucking bitch that fills up the bathtub and is ready for it, bro. I've washed every dish. I've wiped everything down. I have a bucket to put the fucking dishes in, or you know what I mean, so we can keep the shit rinsed off to hold us over. We make preparations for this shit. Preparation H. This is not cool. This is not the G code right now. Anyway, so I was pretty pissed off. What'd you do? I went to go find the guys, and I found the guys. And I told them how important they are and how grateful I am for what they're doing, and I really appreciate them. Really? When you are at the mercy of a person and their position and their expertise, and they are holding up your life, the last thing you want to fucking do is bite the fucking hand that feeds you. Me running up at them and saying, no, I ran up at fucking the building. You should have notified us. You should have notified us. The city would have told you we've got to turn off the water. You should have told them, give us a minute to notify the guests. We have to wait and notify them. They gave us no notification of it, right? Flood that bitch. I don't give a fuck. But give us a notification. So I got mad at them. I got up in their ass. But then when I found who's doing the work, I was all praises. It's like, we really need you. Thank you for being a first responder. Our fate is in your hands. And that's what it is. You don't run up at the fucking, you know what I mean, at the flight attendants, you know what I mean, the ticket checkers, and start screaming at them when those are the people you need most right now. You let them know how important they are to you, and you know what I mean, and if you can help them, because really you need them. So that's what I did. I was like, guys, and I just sat outside and I'm like, oh God, I'm sending all my love. And that's where it is. Sending hate isn't going to make this work any faster. I'm sending all my love. I'm sending all my love. I'm sending all my love. So by the time I walked up to them, they were already sealing up the problem. I said, well, then it's not going to be on anytime soon. We're still working on it. We're repairing it now. That means they've already took apart the part, and they're putting on the new part. So they have to seal up that part. And as he said, we're going to do a test run, make sure everything runs, and then we can turn it back on. And that's where it is if you want answers, approach them properly, and you know what I mean, explain it in a proper way. I don't want to throw everything at you. I'm desperate, and I'm just really glad that you're here, and can you give me any information about my future? It lies in your hands. You were playing God for me right now. And he didn't know he was that important. They didn't know that they were that important, because nobody makes them that important. And if they're not doing it, you know what I mean? And that's what it is. It's like people with their skills, it's like, fuck, especially a plumber or an electrician, heating, you know what I mean, stuff like that. Like, I need you. Like, I can't do this by myself, and we really depend on you for running water, to make sure that we have lights, to make sure that we have heat. And that's another thing. The air conditioner went off too. Oh my God, guys. So I went to sleep. I took a nap, and it turned into one of the hottest days of the afternoon, and I went into a heat coma, and I woke up. There was no fucking air conditioning. It was hot as fuck in the room, and I went to turn on the water, and there was no fucking water, bro. I was like, oh my God, I am literally in hell. I'm gonna die. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Then I went outside, and I realized that the magic worked, and it was all clean outside, and I was like, okay, I'm alive. We can work through this. Just stay calm. So that's why I'm doing this. I didn't really want to tell you anything. I was like, I'm just trying to keep calm. Where are we at? Oh, shit. The Banshee. Malia.
What?
Remember when I did that scream in the mountains, the Banshee? She heard it come out.
Sounds like a homeless woman.
Homeless woman. It's in me. Really? It's a screech. For sure. It's real. People can't see it. But, I'm like, how do you say this? There's land spirits. And through 6th Avenue, which drives up to Black Hawk, on the perches of some of these rocks, you can't see them, but the best way I can describe them is the land spirits are that of dark entities that look like gargoyles. They're all on the top looking down on the cars that are driving past. What are they? I can see them as gargoyles now, but I can see them in the form that they were, which was nothing more than the warriors watching the fucking, you know what I mean? They were looking down at the water. That was their hunting grounds, but at the same time they would watch for any enemies too. So these were like the warriors of the tribes on top of these mountains looking down. You know what I mean? They had the high view on you. And that's where all the settlers, all the people would walk through. They were watching them. I can see why they perch over there and what they do. So, in the essence, as if, the Native Americans were going to go into it's a certain cry. They all had, even Latinos, they have that whistle. You know what I mean? There's this certain thing. So when they would, when they would go into battle, it was a certain cry. It was a certain, I don't want to do it. I can feel it right at my throat. To just let it out. Let the noise out. And that's where they talk about speaking tongues. The sound that comes out of my mouth it's a frequency recognized by the ancients. And for right now, we'll call it the cry of the banshee. Really? And as we were talking about tone-deaf fucking Russ over there, it's his frequency. People like his tone. They like that vibe. I want you. Na 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 na. I want you. It's all the same. It's a tone. It's a low frequency tone. And that's why I'm trying to teach everyone to have a high frequency where it's a vibe, like these girls that are, you know what I mean? And not just the girls, but like, you know what I mean, Coldplay. You know what I mean? Where it's blowing up, where it's, baby, you're a vibe. Those kind of vibes where you like literally, as the artist pitches up, it pitches you up. And that's what real singing was. Now, I'm not a singer, but you can do that with the words. For those of us that can't deliver those octaves, we can do it with the vibes that we put, which is, you know what I mean, the instruments, and then standing back and letting the instruments do it for us. We can't hit that Mariah Carey note, and neither can she anymore. But when she hit it, it hit a note inside of hearts. It was a frequency. And that's why she stood out, because of that. And then there's these different tones, you know what I mean? Like DMX was a tone, deep, right? And that's it, is we resonated with the sound of music. So the sound of Russ is a high-pitched, weenie voice to me. And that's what I meant about I want someone whose balls have dropped, where they're actually, you know what I mean, having man talks and not Allie. What if I told you that I love you? And in the essence, when you're in that vibe, you're in that vibe. But in my masculinity, and we're all in a masculine energy at this point, we need something to vibe to, not that. We're not sitting around in our feelings. That's that shit you turn on, you know what I mean? Like, that's for anybody that's in a relationship. A very funny one at that. You have to resonate with being in a relationship and feeling that way. That's how you feel about your girl. I want you. I feel like people have said it better than that. And that's why I played DJ Quick. Just hit me up when you need sex, Indo, and Hennessy. That was my jam, bro. Like 14 fucking years ago. 15, 20, 25, 30. Right? And that's why we keep in those jams, because that's our frequency still. Why? Because nobody knows our frequency these days. They're building kid music. We need to take a little bit of the old school with the new school and make good schooling out of this. Otherwise, we're just a bunch of dropouts like fucking Kanye West. College dropouts. You made one of those albums too there, Logic. Hey, I saw you stopped a show and acted very immature. What was that about, Logic? It was on World Star. What'd you see? I don't know. I saw that he stopped a show. It said Logic stops a show. He stopped a show because somebody was texting in the front row while he was singing. Meaning his inner child couldn't just continue. It was so offended that this person was on their phone. He wanted to throw them out. Until the guy said, I was texting my girl. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's okay then. You fucking pussy. That was some pussy ass shit. And the essence is like, that's your man? No, that's my bitch. That's how I would respond to that. That was very inappropriate. My husband's fucking trembling. I mean, if it was Marshall, he doesn't have to worry about me saying some shit like that about him. Fuck you say? I didn't say nothing, babe. I wouldn't say nothing around you like that. I'm not trying to be hurtful. And nobody would say that to me if I... That's your man? Isn't he delicious? Hey. I have this great image of this man in my head. He was like really sexy. I didn't know his body was so sexy. This image. It was a great image. Alright, let's go on. I'm not removing that. I'm not getting rid of that image. It was a great image. The Sphinx. Not right now. Grief. What number? 33. Are you guys grieving? I turned to it on 89. What are you grieving about? The loss? Have you even took one? How can you be sad? What are you sad about? Let's find out. Oh. Alright. Grief is love that has nowhere to go. Hey, that was me. Alright. I know what you're talking about. I used to be really sad, bro, because I had all this love and no one to give it to. It hurt. I just wanted to, like, love you, bro. That's really outwards action. I've never been expressive of needy. I just know subconsciously I need it. I don't be like expressing my needs. I just now are aware of them. I was always about, what I want to do with you. And that was painful for me, where you're filled with so much feelings for someone. Oh God, Allie! Damn it, speak of the devils. Allie's like, this is for anyone that's in a no contact. I just want to point out, you guys have never used that terminology until fucking with me. You don't fuck with me. And that's how it feels. It's like, dude, you can't talk to them. You can't tell them how you feel. You can't show them. You just have all these feelings and these emotions and these thoughts for this person, and you can't do shit with it, but sit with it and let it eat you up. I know that. That's when we turn on Allie's music and cry. Allie knows how we feel. Allie lives in that world of sadness. Oh, no contact. I be reaching out all the time. That's not true. I don't know. Moving on. Sad. It's a terrible feeling. It is important. That's why I was like, I know all these feelings, bro. I can tell you a story of how it fucked me up. I can tell you like 4 or 5. It is important you take the time to properly grieve a loss, no matter what form it may take. Sorrow and grief are natural parts of life and can renew you. Am I sad? No. That's what I asked. Are you sad that that this didn't work out how you saw it? No, because I didn't see it working out, to be honest. Why is that? I mean, I just didn't. I couldn't see past what, the moment. So it was just a moment. And that's all it was supposed to be. Sometimes it is. I've learned from, previous mistakes not to try to push anything past this moment. Because this moment isn't certain. I could say something and then all of a sudden it's done. I don't hear from you or talk to you ever again. I'm so used to it. I've become used to the abandonment. You can't hurt me by running away. You just bring me more peace because I can go right back to where I was before you came. Quite literally. I'm right back to being me. How do you feel after you came? I mean, how many times do people have to walk out of your life until you become comfortable with it? That's what that means. I watched The Fifth Element today for the first time. I've watched it a million times.
We've entered a civil war. It's all over the news.
What's on what?
We've entered a civil war. It's all over the news.
Civil war? I told you that was going to happen in the energy yesterday. I was like, I changed timelines. You're going to see something huge happen in Earth. So I knew that. We had a tear in the timeline. Tear. It's time to stand up. Because that's what I did. Every time I stand up, the energy stands up. It pushes it from the ground up into people. It pushes them. It's an energetic flow from inside. Anyways, going back to it, oh yeah, abandonment. I was watching The Fifth Element today. I never consciously watched it. My mom used to watch it. It was always, I've seen it played on the TV many, many times, but I didn't remember what it was at all about. And the fifth element is, the divine feminine, right? You need the fifth element. And at the end, I'm watching it. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is happening. And it's like, she has no reason to protect you. Tell me why I should let you live. And he's like, there's nothing good. There's nothing good of this world. And he's like, no, but there's love. And she's like, I don't know what love is. And he had to show her. I'll show you what love is. And that was all she needed, to have the force to, do what she came to do. And that's what it is. What are you searching for? Love? How are you still oblivious to the fact that I'm 42 years old and still haven't been loved by anybody in this world? That I give all the love, but I have not received any? I'm searching for something that I hadn't had. And that's something that Lilith never experienced in her life, was love from another. Admiration, yes, honor, fear, all of that. I was all powerful, but love, true love. Not just surface level, you admire who I am because you've heard my name. But real love. That real love was created between, Lilith and Adam. And never again for Lilith. Adam had love for his wife, Eve, and, his children. I had to find love in everything else but humanity. And that's why everything else loves me so much. I'm the original orphan. The original. Humanity had every bit of, they were put in place. The entire universe was to watch over humanity. I was supposed to be part of it. But instead, now it became, I did whatever I want. I was that child. You could say spoiled, but it was just, I wouldn't say neglected, just they didn't watch me. You know what I mean? That's where it is, a child that, a single child that can do whatever they want and never do no harm. And that's what it was. That's what I was. For sure, to God. It's like, oh shit, where's Lilith? She's up to no good. Where's Lilith? And it's just that, oh, Lilith's out there fucking around again. Lilith's doing shit. And they admired how I would just, all existence admired how I created a new world outside of how they did. Because now we had, instead of just them, you had me and them. And then when I met Lucifer, now you had more to watch. The differences of what humanity did with God's powers. But as far as true connection, no. No. So it still plays out here. I'm still looking for that. I'm still waiting for that. And that's what I said. What do I need? Love? All those things of this world, I know how to get for myself, and anymore I don't have to. God, I know how to ask God for, and He provides all those things. What He can't give me is someone else's love. He can't make someone love me, but He tries. He really tries. The whole universe is trying to get me a partner, someone to love me through this, and I'm like, I'm fine, because I've always been fine. I was like, I don't need somebody. No, you really do. This would be really great for you. I don't think so. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. And that's what it is. I'm fine under the tree by myself. I'm fine in the woods by myself. I've always been by myself. It's always just been me and, me against the world. Always, 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 always. Even in a relationship. We weren't in a relationship. I was just a servant to the relationship. I've never had that closeness or intimacy. And that's what I'm searching for. So, going back to this. It's important to take time to properly grieve loss, no matter what form that may take. And that's where it is you learn to deal with this kind of grief. It's a common thing. Sorrow, and I'd be scared if somebody never left. That would be something that's never happened. And that's why I don't fuck around. I already know. I'm going to say the wrong thing. I'm going to act the wrong way. I'm going to offend you. I'm going to, have a crazy moment. I'm not going to be pleasing to you, and you're going to walk out of my life, because it's all based on conditions of how I treat you. And so, because I'm not like everyone else, there's a higher percentage of you walking out on me than anyone else. And that's what it is people conform to be pleasing to their partners so that they can hold them. If I am what you want, then you won't want anything outside of the home. But if I'm acting like things, if I'm being something that you don't want, you disagree with, then you're going to, walk out on me. Wolfman said it in his Sagittarius video yesterday. He said, day before yesterday, he said, there's Sagittariuses that I really want to date this girl. I really want to be with her, but she's toxic as fuck. So I just don't. You don't want to take the time to make, to help her not be toxic. You just see her as toxic. You deny your feelings for a person that you would never, because it's below your standards. And that's as I'm seeing it, it's like, that's a grounding energy. Because, like my spirit said yesterday, it's like sometimes people just need you to hold their hand through it. It's not that they can't do it, but nobody's ever shown them, stood by them why they did it. And they're just afraid of doing it. It's like, their toxic behaviors wouldn't be that way if they had somebody near them. You work through them. Somebody comes into your life and makes you want to be a better person. Is the whole story when it comes to love. It makes you change things about yourself. And as much as you want to deny it, Wolfman, you've made a lot of changes since you've met me. I've pushed you to want to be something more than what you were when we met. You've made physical changes, you've made all kinds of them, trying to I don't know if it's become the better version of yourself or become what I speak of. And that's what I do, is I make you aware, and your love and this connection is what pushes you. I didn't make you do it. I can't guilt you into being a better person. And that's what it means, you know what I mean? To have a loving person come into your life that makes you aware of yourself and just want to be better. Ross said that that's what his girl did in that song. He's like, she came into my life and something made it better. You don't look any better. He doesn't look any happier. He's not doing anything different. He's just dragging her through his life. She didn't have a life. He found a placemat in his life, someone to bring into it and just make, companionship out of. They're not on those next levels of passionate love, marriage, talking about children, blending families, talking about any of the future. They're just living for the present moment. But in the sense of, no goals, no reason for expansion. Do you think either of those two, him in his 30s and her, in her 20s, are ready to grow up, or they're just going to be kids for how much longer? Isn't the point of having a relationship is taking it to that next level, or it's just about having a friend to, just having a friend? Like, no, we don't really want to give ourselves, we just want to have adventures with each other for the rest of our lives. Okay, yes. Why? Fears of taking it to the next level? Please don't take it to the next level because you don't got what it takes. How do I know? Because that's what stops me from getting to the next level. I'm not ready. At least I can admit it. You should understand that you will die and you should prepare yourself. Find the joy in life. Duality, grief and joy, feeling and unfeeling. A banshee is a form of a family of the Fae, and it is recorded by the Irish and Celts. The banshee, always female, keens or wails to members of the family of someone who has or soon will die. They foretell the death. Sometimes the banshee will walk with, there's smoke. I don't want to see what's behind the smoke, because maybe they're going to tell me someone's going to die. I don't want to look behind the smoke. Sometimes the banshee will walk with someone for, it's the Civil War. The smoke moved and it said Civil War. I told you this would happen 3 years ago. I prepared you for this. It happens within. We tear each other apart from within. We can't come to agreement with our differences. And so we push our way of life onto the other side until everyone dies. Because they won't give in, and neither will you. I've prepared all of my following for this. I'll have to go find those videos. It happens. Maybe it wasn't. At least 2 years ago, before Trump, it was way before Trump, I told you this would happen. It was part of Trump. I tried to explain this is, he brings it in. He's like, the trumpet blower, get it? And, it's predicted. We've never been attacked by foreign enemies. We become our own enemies. Man against man, brother against brother. I'm not surprised. I saw this. I told everyone these days would come and not to pick a side, because both are damned. Neither one are standing on love and truth. They're standing on force and power. They're trying to force their power on the other. It's a civil rights, right? It's a civil rights. So they're fighting for their way of their civilization, their way. Everybody lives different, and they're all going to push their way on each other. And you better get out of the way of that. Don't pick sides. You already had many tests not to pick sides. Many tests have come to teach you that was dumb, to not pick sides. We've had many tests up until now. You're going to go down with the sickness, bro. If it turns into some weird thing and we just make it so simplistic as north and south, are you obligated to pick a side? Because of your family? Because of your friends? Because of your political views? Because of your religious views? You're going to get in this war? You're going to advocate for these people? You're going to pick a side and you're going to go out there and you're going to fight the good fight against our own people? That's what we're doing. So shall it be. Let it be done. Anyways, moving on. The human quickly realizes that they are fae by the sound and are stricken with worry or grief. Sometimes the banshee will be seen from wisdom or from within a household, and that has sickness within it. And of course, that heralds that someone will die from the sickness. It is believed. That's funny. It's not. I told Morgan, or not Morgan, Diana today. I said that there's something going on with the crows. Look at them. They're trying to tell us something, and they were just hovering like crazy, bro. Really? Yeah. And then they brought in more. I just noticed it. I noticed everything. I was like, something's going on. And I've seen it as protection. I don't have to worry about attacks upon me, but I can see when something's going on. It is believed that she springs from the burial grounds, Sadi, that were a feature of ancient Irish culture, that these may well be the fae who lived in these areas. There seems to be no great agreement on what a banshee looks like. She could take the form of a pretty young virgin, or a tall or short woman, or she could be an old and haggard with red eyes and stringy hair. There is, though, certainly agreement on the voice. It is always mournful and desperately sad, and cannot be mistaken for anything else. No, it runs fear. The noise that comes out of my mouth, it's a scream that you can hear that runs fear. It's like, oh my God, what was that? It's something like a scream, I guess a scream of the witch in the woods is what it really said. That's what they said. If you were just in the woods and you heard this unbelievable high-pitched screech, like the screech owl. I can do it right now. I can feel it, but it's so loud because it's like a siren. It comes from real deep within. It's extremely high-pitched. And it was something like the natives, before they attacked, they would make that noise. They would scream it real loud. That was their attack noise. So when I go through the mountains, I don't release the grief. I release the attack noise. How many times? I've only done it a couple times, typically by myself, and it was in the beginning stages because it's just setting off a frequency, opening it. They were doing a lot of construction work on Highway 6, which they were digging into the ground. So I activated it with that noise, and I would drive through there all the time using sages and anointing it, you know what I mean? All kinds of stuff, turning up the music, all of them. I activate the lands. You just can't see the spirits that I'm working with, and they're everywhere. Sometimes they come with me, but basically they're there for the lands. You know what I mean? They're there to watch over those lands, and that's why you have to be one with the land, because you're entering in lands, and they have their own spirits. They have their own spirits that were on the ground. You know, when you go for a walk, you're messing around, and that's what I told Amelia. Don't fuck with the fae. They're devious, dude. They will hurt you. Don't fuck with the fae. I told her up there at Blackhawk. I was like, don't fuck with them. They knocked her down into the graveyard and covered her in pricklies. And after she admitted that they were real, it was like, that's all it was. It's like, I told you. And she's like, I didn't believe you. It's like, well, now you do. It's like, be respectful of them. And as soon as she probably changed her mind, was like, damn. They started to, all of a sudden, those pricklies that were stuck all over her jacket just started to fall off. Like, they pulled it all off. It's like, don't fuck with them. You can feel them in the fucking bushes and shit, dude. That's those rustlings. You think it's a fucking, I don't know, maybe you think it's an animal. It's the spirits. They're in the trees, bro. They're in the ground. She could take the form, yeah. There is, though, certain agreement about the voice. Yeah, can't mistake it for anything else. The plant companion is the willow. A crystal is an aniolite. On page 90. Wow. I'm more looking at this because the Midgard fucking serpent comes up next. That's what it is. Wow. Alright. Well, we're in a place of grief, I suppose. We're dealing with our grief. I talked about love, I don't know, and this is talking about death and loss. It hurts, that kind of detachment, because you don't have the physical attachment anymore, and that's why it's so important to make a spiritual connection. Dude, and that's why I was going to send a message, like, for how many more days will your fucking frequency be running through my body and my head? It only goes quiet when he goes to sleep. I can hear it, it's just a constant hum in my body, just constant. Really? Yeah, I can feel when it turns up, like he'll turn up his frequency, but it's just this quiet calmness that's running through me. I'm like, how long does this last? You're like all in my space, bro. And that's what it is. I'll be sitting here quiet and then I'll hear certain tones come in. I'm like, oh, it's one of my twin flames. But this one it's like me and him in here. That's a good one. Like, how long is your frequency going to be on me, bro? Like, I literally have it rolling through me here. All right, moving on. Let's see. Let's go into the Morgans. Where are we at? The Raven. I told you something was going on with those damn birds. Really? Mm-hmm. Typically there's one or two and they come over and they visit and then they leave. But there was 3 of them that just kept flying around the parking lot and flying around the parking lot. And then they lifted up above the building and they came back with a whole bunch more and they flew around the parking lot and then they landed in the tree right next to where I was sitting. I'm like, what are you guys trying to tell me? I wasn't fully listening. I just noticed. And that's what it is. And the High Priestess, they speak through symbols. Hey, dude, we talked about the next card is the Snake of Midgard, and then the eel looks just like it. Ooh, looks like the Ace of Swords, to be honest. Hey, the next one looks even better. These are dark cards. I haven't gone through all of these, and that's where it is. We learn the Ascension through all of our cards, so we haven't even gone through all these. Nope, I gotta find the guidebook. This chick is a priestess of the Morgan, and she's a fucking trip. And I was like, we don't do her fucking magic. She's a weirdo. But she's a devout servant of me, and she made these oracles in honor to me and what she learned from working with my spirit, so that's why we use the Morgan oracles. But the chick herself is a trip. Really? Trip. I bought the book, too. We haven't really read the book. Why? Because it's all telling about her stories. Like, it's all very personal. Really? Yeah. What number is that? 24? What was the last one? I don't remember. I saw 33. 24. Is that the number we just had? 33? Okay, thanks. Keywords, omens, messages, looking for signs. I told you the birds were talking to me. It was a sign. What did it mean? I don't know. You go back to it and you think about what you were thinking about or talking about when they came. You know what I mean? They came into the conversation. They came into the conversation. That's what that means. Okay? The raven is in Irish mythology is the strongest connected to warfare and is one of the forms of the Morgan often takes. And that's why you see me over here with my birds and why my feathers come straight off. Yeah? And that's why I told you I can still remember what it feels like to fly, and I can remember how heavy the sword was, bro. The sword is so heavy. Interestingly, the Morgan's encounters with the hero Kuchu Lane, he often does not recognize the goddess in human form, but only knows who he's truly speaking to when she turns into a raven. The raven was also connected to seership, reflected in the Irish proverb to have a raven's knowledge. Here, the ravens sit by the nest, gathering shiny objects that have caught their eye. It is bleak, and it holds the charm with the orgam adad on it. I don't know what that is. It's obviously the symbol right there, but I don't know how to pronounce it. I mean, maybe. Or orgam adad on it, representing vision and seeking omens. And that's what we talked about yesterday, too. It's all in symbolisms. It's all of these Pictionaries. Below in its nest, we see other charms with the Bethel for cleansing, and another, a Bethel maybe, beef, or Beth, I don't know, and another with a Straph for transformation. In its nest is the galaxy swirls, and the raven looks on, seeing events transpire both in this world and in the other worlds. And that's what it is. I told you, the cosmic soup. I just be watching shit go down. And the light codes are seeing shiny things that stand out to me. Really? Mm-hmm. Like, I heard this, or I saw this, or this stands out. That's what it is. That's the light codes as a light worker. Divinatory meaning. Listen, there are omens and signs all around you. What are the gods and spirits trying to tell you? Hey, the real truth is they're trying to tell me I have a holy union coming in really quick. It's all over the cards, bro. My cards and everybody else's. I can look at everybody else's and be like, no, that's not for me. But I can't deny my own cards. I had this whole fucking premonition about what it would be to be in a blended fucking family. And then I got fucking, you know what I mean? I got fucking card readers come out right after. And they're like, you need to think about this and envision this. And it was really crazy because he was talking about moving to a cold climate. And I was like, I saw something like that too. It's like, what if they ask me to go where it's really cold? Like, Colorado is not really that bad. We have 395 days of fucking sunshine, bro. Like, seriously? Yeah. Even if it's snowy, the sun will come out tomorrow. That's the constant of Colorado, is that sun will come out. It's not fucking the Midwest. It's not fucking the East Coast where it starts getting cold in October and the sun doesn't come out till May. It's not Alaska where it's just cold. No, we get the sun every day. That's why we can live here with adventure, because it's not cold every day. All fucking winter, we're climbing back up to 65. We will climb up, have these, like today it was fucking 80 degrees, but the other day it was in 40s and 50s. You're like, damn, how do you live like that? Spontaneity. You have a good wardrobe. You like to be cozy. You know what to put underneath to take it off. You know what I mean? It's like, you better have all that shit in your car around here. You're going to need a bathing suit. You're going to need a rain jacket, a snow jacket, definitely some water and some food, because at any time you can get stuck on the highway forever, get shut down somewhere or in a ditch. It's like the preparation it takes to live here, but it's spontaneous. And it's like, then there's places I took it for granted. I lived in San Diego for nearly a decade, and it was just perfect weather. 65 and breezy. Day in, day out. You could wear flip-flops for the rest of your life, fucking mini skirts and dresses. Never have to worry about it. Now, you get up into Northern California, they get real fucking winters. It gets fucking cold as fuck. It's all, you gotta pull out rain boots and shit, put on jackets and all that crazy shit. Hell no, not no San Diego type bullshit. We didn't get no fucking winter. We got some rain here and there, but it wasn't like that. Until God came and flooded the shit out of them. That was God. That's not normal. But then, these weathers and shit. And so, yeah. He was talking about moving to a cold climate. I was like, hey, I wanted to go to Alaska during the summer when it's nice, not during the winter where we'll just be sitting around stuck in the house all the time. I mean, I don't know. That's what it is there's different types of cold. There's very different types of cold, bro. It hits your skin differently. Anyways, and that's heat. It's the humidity that will kill you. I don't know. Arizona was pretty killer, dude. That sun, bro, you could feel it coming up, like on the pavement. It's like, dude, it's gonna burn me. Like, you gotta run from it. It's so hot. But then, like, in Oklahoma, you just wake up and it's just hot. It's like, oh, it's breathing on me. It's sweating on me. Yeah, weather's great. What's the weather where you live? And that's why it's cool to live in a four-season hotel over here. Because, we as soon as you get tired of it, it changes. It's like, oh, it's so bitter and cold. It is always the coldest in fucking March. It's fucking terrible in March. But then April comes, and before you know it, we're supposed to have some kind of spring, but it just turns into summer. Like, wasn't it snowing last week? Yeah, get the slip and slide. Use that leftover snow. I love that spontaneity around here. You can snow down the mountain, up in the mountains, dude. You could literally do like, do a couple runs on the mountain and then take all your clothes off and come to a fucking baseball game in the middle of the day and then a concert at night. Like it's two different, it's many worlds here. And let's not talk about down south. Divinatory meaning. The omens and this and that. The raven flies over the battlefield and sees all. You may need to step back and look at the bigger picture in your current situation. And that's it. You can't see it when it's happening. You're part of the happening. But if you were an onlooker like everyone else and you step back, and that's why it's important, that's what we talked about today, is the High Priestess card. Divine Masculine is doing. Divine Feminine is reflecting on the doing. Right? So we were asked to look back. And the High Priestess was all about, tapping into the intuition, and looking into the other worlds. Getting your downloads. There may be information that you are missing. This may be a time to observe things from a different perspective. And that's all that happened to me, and that's what caused a tower. I was told to look at this in a winning spirit. Like, if this all worked out, this is what that would look like. Whoa. Okay. Victory looks like this. Victory outreach is what I heard. And so you look at that and it's like, whoa, I never considered victory in this situation. I had hoped. Well, okay, stop hoping and start doing. This could happen if you did all of this. And that's really what it is you look back and you realize, back in life, it's like, I could have done this before, but I actually couldn't. But now I'm strong enough, I'm wise enough to be able to do something I couldn't do before. Right? I didn't have the mindset to understand that. And that's yesterday's video. Alright, a spell to receive omens. The gods and spirits are often trying to communicate with us. We just don't always listen. And I tried to explain that to you. I can teach you when they're talking to you. I taught Morgan within one day how to identify her intuition, and she said it. She's like, ever since that day you taught me, dude, no matter what it tells me to grab, I grab it. And that's what it is. You're about to walk out the door, and your spirit tells you to grab something or do something. And you're like, no, it'll be okay. When you start honoring those weird things that it starts telling you to do with no questioning, you're walking in your intuition confirmation, because it's planning. It sees the future that you can't see, and it's preparing you. It's like, how did you know you needed this? I didn't. My spirit just told me to grab it, and I listened. So I pointed that out to her one day. You know what I mean? What was it? She was like, something told me to grab it. I was like, you got to learn that something, bro, and trust it. It doesn't always make sense. Just follow it. You might not need it for a long time. And that's it. I have a lot of stuff that I haven't touched yet, but they prepared me for when I need it. It's not that I hoard it. It's that, you know, you're going to need this. What the fuck do I need this for? And that's how I be. Like, don't take me to the spiritual store. You're always going to try to prepare me for the future. We're not even there yet. Yeah? Yeah. So I can teach you how to acknowledge the two differences when we start a conversation. I can say, that's your heart speaking. That's your mind. Listen to the two differences. I can teach you a lot, you know, but what you're not listening. This spell is to help clarify messages you may be receiving and help you open to them. You will need a raven card, okay, or just a picture of a blackbird, and a candle. Let me see what this says. And all right, place the card and a candle in your workplace. On the candle, inscribe that. What is that? I don't know. Is it specific to how many it has? I got my glasses on. No, because they look a little bit different. No, one was the other one. Each of these were symbols. Okay, how many lines does it have on it? 2, 4, 5. That means the fifth element. So, yeah, it's a line with 5 lines. Really? Yeah, but this one was a little bit different. But then I remembered I read there was 2 different things here. So we're talking about this one. All right? Representing visions and omens. Take a moment to infuse your will into the candle. What does that mean? That's what I do over here, is infusing things with my spirit, putting my intention into it. And that's what I did with those guys. I put my love into their work so that it could be done, you know what I mean, lovingly and quickly. Done right. You know what I mean? Not frustrated, not desperate, not, you know what I mean, half-ass. Let's turn on the water. Let's see if it works yet. Not yet. Go check on them. Let's hope for the best. And in the essence, it's like, you know, people can only do so much. These men have to go home at the night. They, at some point tonight, I believe they need to go home. It's like, fuck. You know, we can't. Fuck. We'll have to, you know, survive. In the essence, I'm going to have to buy a bunch of water because I'll have to wash the dishes. I'm going to have to flush toilets. It's going to drive me crazy. But I have all faith in them that they will finish their job. All right. Anyway, so infuse the candle with your will, or put your will into the candle. Your desire to receive messages and to clearly see those omens when they occur. I'm seeing Sunday's card when we talked about that, the orbs of light and how they connect with you. We've been talking all week about your connection to spirit and how to connect. Have you noticed? I just noticed. When you are ready, light the candle saying, I'm just reading it before I teach you it. Raven flying high above, you who sees all. Messenger from the other worlds, show me what will be. Open my eyes that I may see. I did an invocation yesterday, a big one. What was it? I lit the water candle before I went to bed. Let me think. It was right before I went to the full moon. What did I say? Let the emotions flow and the truth be told. I said that. Let the emotions flow and the truth be told. It's the same thing. Show me what will be. Open my eyes that I may see. Let the emotions flow. Let the truth be told. It's the same thing. I did something like this yesterday, and I lit a candle. I lit the water candle so that the emotions could flow and the truth be told. When you let your truth out, you know what I mean, it's through your emotions. So that's what I invocated yesterday. I did this. You did this? I did. I was guided to do it before we pulled the cards. But I did it different, and that's it. It's like, who told you? Nothing. I just felt it. I felt like I got some new bath salts. I wanted to just soak. And as I was there, I was guided, I have 5 candles here and all these candles. I didn't want to turn on the light in the bathroom. So I chose which candle? The water. And that's what came out of my mouth. Multiple times I said it. Let the emotions flow and the truth be told. Let the emotions flow and the truth be told. And I could have been just me, talking to me, telling me to let my emotions flow and let the truth be told. But in my intentions was to someone else. Let his emotions flow and his truth be told. And that's a prayer, an invocation. I'm praying for you. And you know what I mean? I'm doing, and that which is what is like, did you do spell work? I guess I invocated the spirit for you so that you could let your emotions flow and let the truth be told. I didn't pray anything bad. I prayed for something good. And that's where it is. It's like this witchcraft stuff we do, it's just intentions. It looks cool when I'm lighting candles and I'm doing all this shit, but all I'm doing is believing. That's it. And my beliefs are powered by my heart that this will work, that it always does. There's not a doubt in my mind this isn't going to work. I know exactly. You know what I mean? My mind knows that I'm all powerful. It doesn't doubt it. Oh, this isn't going to work. It never gets in my way. It's like, man, you're the most powerful bitch. Do it. I want to see this. And the mind is learning. I don't know what I'm about to do. It just does it. And then my mind sees what I did, and tries to remember it so that it can have understanding. I remember when we did that. I remember. I was just doing stuff that I didn't know what I was doing. And that's that higher knowing. So, like, for example, I did this last night, not knowing it was necessary. I just did it. I was just guided to. And that's where it is. It's like, where did you get your guidance? A voice inside? Inside, not my head. So this is for you guys so you can catch in those downloads. It can be difficult. And that's it too. It's like you can come to me later and I'll be like, first off, I'll probably see the angel that you're working with and I can see what you're struggling. They're trying to tell me something, but I don't know what they're telling me. Well, what are they showing you? And that's where it is even, psychologists could take the symbolisms and tell you what that meant in your mind. We're going to pull some other witchy cards. These were my first ones, and go figure. It's with the ravens. Yeah? I feel like we're going to pull the Fae just because we talked about it. Or maybe I should just find it to pull it. I have, as I posted them yesterday, I believe, I started to count them, and I got to 34, and I was like, I thought I had 40, and then I forgot about the 3 that I have down there for the 10-day forecast and all those lovers cards. So I have about 40 cards. I only have, I think, like 5 or 6 tarot. All of them are rests or just oracles to walking through the ascension, but I still use the tarot in the same way, as you see. It's all about ascension. And it's like, how do you know? I just feel it. Otherwise, I'd be digging through here. What's the right card? I don't know. There's no magic in that. All right, what's the card? Closing circles. Interesting. Pure intent, sacred doors, timing, and experience. I had every intention to go to Cherry Creek and do a ritual there and use the energy there to close the past. But what I realized is they didn't want me to touch that energy because I opened it. I must have closed it before I opened it. But I opened it and they didn't want me to close it. It was a new energy. They wanted me to open a circle. I don't usually close them, and that's what I said. But I had this for the full moon. I was like, I'm going to go to Cherry Creek and I'm going to close down all these experiences that I've ever had here. But they didn't want me to close those experiences. They wanted me to keep them open. Why? Because they're all good experiences. Every time I go to Cherry Creek, it's all good stuff. Every time I go to Red Rocks, it's all good stuff. So in essence, I'm not closing anything. I'm feeding it more good experiences I'm putting into that ground. And it's funny, it's like I was telling someone, I was like, do you know how many people have died in that lake? Like, do you know how many spirits rise above that lake that have, this is where I died? It's like, you think that they're over, in the cemetery. Well, that's where you take the body later. But the spirit signed off here. This is their portal. This is where they left the body. They didn't leave the body in the graveyard. And that's why hospitals are kind of funny. Because that's a doorway to life. Life is always coming in and leaving. It's an absolute doorway. They're coming in and they're leaving right there. All kinds of them. There's too much spiritual traffic at something like that. But these lakes and shit, yeah. That's what I said. I was like, dude, there's even more at fucking Chatfield. Really? Yeah. I don't even know if you could even look up. I think like 10 people a year die at our lakes. For how many years? I don't know. A lot. They always find the body after, but nobody talks about how many people drowned in that lake. Why do they drown? Because of the depth of it and they can't swim that far? Many different reasons. But yeah, that's a place of death, bro. A lot of people have died in there. A lot of people have died in those waters. You don't think about it like that. It's true. Anyways, what'd I go to? Raising wind, 66. Are we raising wind? Or blowing air up your ass is what I heard. 17. Get away from me. Oh, get away from me. No, no. The 18. It's in the backpack. 33. Opening the circle. I need to close the circle. Ocean Muse. 35. Closing the circle. The ritual of closing circles is the last act of any spell, ritual, prayer, or ceremony. It releases and disperses all energy used in magical practices and allows us to close our work down for the universe to then join in and connect. As human beings, our lives are run through the framework of time and stages of beginning and endings. We are all given a running clock from birth and told to use it with wisdom. Under this rule, we must acknowledge that some things have an expiry date to work with, and in two. The fact of closing the circle enables us to understand we are part of a great cycle. I wouldn't be doing my job if I wasn't telling you to leave that's no longer serving you. This is the closing, the ending. It's the end of a chapter. We have to close this. We have to lay this to rest in order to start our new lives. I'll teach you this every week till I die. Not everyone will be in your life from start to finish. We all walk our own path, and some people stay for seasons or reasons. Consider your values and make the appropriate choice with pure intent. I got a download right there. It's like I tried twice, bro. I was married twice. 2 times I thought I had somebody that would stay with me forever. And they didn't. And after that, you get to the place where I tell you that I can't make them stay. And nobody can. And, it's like, I had to make a decision. I had to end this. And in essence, when it all pans out, it's like I had to get divorced to find the love of my life. The whole reason I got divorced is because I wasn't in the love of my life. I wasn't in it. And therefore, first off, I gave up on it instead of trying again. And there's these people with this resilience, like Taylor Swift. Jesus Christ, did she have a terrible dating record. She dated till she got married, bro. She never gave up. She went through one fucking relationship after another. But unlike these bitches, it wasn't looked back at she slept with all these men. That's not what you saw that as. Nobody's running around, all of these guys running around, I slept with Taylor Swift. No, I was in a relationship with her and I couldn't make it work, is what they're saying. I don't know how many of them she ever slept with. But look at it. She had to go through that and kept going through it. And she kept experiencing learning what it took to, finding the right partner, becoming the right partner. And then she found one. She found one. And that goes back to Cardi, bro. Dude, Cardi had a terrible husband, bro. You could say she was a terrible wife, but I think she was retaliative. I think she was honored to be loved, and she was excited about being part of it. And then when she got in it, it wasn't real. He still had all his poor behaviors. He didn't treat her like the goddess that she was. He fucking slept around on her. He always made her feel, unimportant. And it was all about fucking show and this and that. You know what I mean? She gave this guy, she married him. And now he's trying to take all her money too. You little bitch, you Kevin Federline type bitch. And that's it too, Britney Spears. Fuck. She fell in love one time, bro. And he took confirmation. He took everything from her. He had a better life than she did. Kevin Federline had a better life than Britney Spears. He got the kids. He got all her money. He got all the freedom. He got everything. All she got was heartbreak for trying to get close to somebody, thinking that they loved her back. That's some shit. That's some shit. But that's where it is like you got to come to the point where you end this. You know what I mean? And The option is just to stay unhappy. You know what I mean? And that goes back to Bobby. Fuck, don't end it for me, end it for you, bro. Because you're gonna do this forever, not be happy. You're not happy, but you're willing to stay unhappy. For how long will you do this? Till you're too old to find another woman? Or just accept unhappiness as fate? It sucks. It doesn't feel good. But at the same time, it's like, I've got to let this go so that I can live. This has got to die so I can live. Consider your values and make appropriate choices with pure intent. We all walk our own path, and some people stay for a season or a reason. Pure wisdom. Have you made sure to close all the doors that hinder your power? Have you overstayed your welcome, or has someone else overstayed theirs? Release any guilt or shame you have been taught to believe and hold on to. And that's what it was. It was like I was coming to a close with Russ. He's like, the fuck you are, bitch. The fuck I am. The fuck I am. And hold on to out of associated need. You need nothing in life to make you happy, for that is something that arrives when you see that all things come and go. And that's it. I don't need you to be happy. I'm happy by myself. I'm happy, you can make me happier, but, I don't need you to be happy. To appreciate endings and beginnings, allow for the heart to expand into the experience and hold memories close with wisdom and gratitude. Take a breath and open the door to the new, or shut the door if need be. You are in control. This experience over the weekend I knew was going to open certain doors in my life and shut a lot of other doors. It's like this is either going to open a door to the future or this is going to be the end. This is either all we needed to do or this is what we needed to do to go to the next place, is what that means. Alright, pure magic. Finish any ritual or spell work with closing a circle practice to dissipate the energy released and make sure the elements are properly recognized and give thanks. The circle of light you build up in the opening circle practice and card 33, now you can safely destruct it, and it tells you how to do so. Tend to any candles that have been lit during it, and that's where it is you're like, I don't do an official closing ceremony. The way that I close it is one element at a time. I remove one element at a time, and then I do a lot of things with my hands. So I'll take my hand like this. Let me show you. I'll close it, and I'll go like this, and I'll swish it and push it up, or I'll push it down, depending if I want to put it into the ground or I want to put it up into the air. Yeah, you'll see me do a lot of those movements. I like a tuning fork. I'm playing with the energy. If you see me doing this, I'm moving energy, and not in front of me. It means that I'm somewhere else, and I'm moving the scene, moving the smoke. I'm changing it. I want to see what you know what I mean? And that's it. I'm pushing the energy. And that's how I move the clouds and stuff. Go ahead. I can see you'll see me do my weather magic like that. You'll see my hands go up, and I'll start pulling in the energy. Clouds are made of electricity, dipshits. So all I'm doing is playing with the electricity that's up there. I myself am what's the word? Not an antenna. I'm seeing me as an antenna. I am, but I'm an amplifier of electricity. I'm a whole satellite, I guess. I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for here. Where I'm sending off all kinds of frequencies and catching them. I'm like a lightning bolt. I'm like a, what are they called? Lightning pole. Is that what they're called? It's like a pole that catches lightning, and then from that it creates the crystals in the ground. It's from that movie, Sweet Home Alabama. And that's what it is. I'm taking the information from outside and I'm planting it into the ground, into gold. I got that Midas touch. So that's what that's talking about. Closing circles could be magically, but it is magically when you have to, it's magically delicious when you have to say goodbye and close this situation. Let it go, move on. That's what I mean. Russ hasn't changed nothing. In essence, he's still wearing old t-shirts. He's got billions of dollars worth of clothes, and he's running around here in a Pirate of the Caribbean look. He posted this shit on TikTok. He's wearing these fuzzy pink Uggs with some shorts, a shirt that doesn't match, and a whole fucking bandana that doesn't match at all. He has no sense of fashion. He looks so messy. It's like you look like a homeless person that lives in this building. Like you don't know how to put yourself together. Is this how you put yourself together before the camera in your closet? We can see that you have nice clothes. We can see that you own nice things. You just don't know how to look nice. You don't know how to be presentable unless somebody comes and dresses you, Russ. Unless somebody comes and shaves your face and does your hair for you, you can't be presentable. Unless somebody makes your meals for you. You are such a child, bro. You are a child of God, and He loves you dearly, Lucifer. You need to evolve. You need to start taking those actionable steps of being not a page in my book, but perhaps even a knight, you know, where you take action, or maybe even, you know, leading up to maybe a king one day. Lord forbid you couldn't possibly be an emperor or a magician, but you could really start somewhere, Russell. It's actionable steps of change. Not holding on to old people and expecting them to change and adjust to you. You're not adjusting to this world. You're not adjusting to life changes too well. You can't hide in your little dungeon and think that the world, you know, you're just watching the world change and you're not growing. Something so simplistic as those ugly t-shirts that you wear. You can't part with a t-shirt. You can't part with an old car. You can't part ways with anything. There's no growth in that. And that's to the rest of you. I could never leave my home. What? In the pursuit of happiness, you wouldn't, if your husband and, you know, your family's expansion depended on a home across the, you know, across country, you wouldn't give up your fucking, you wouldn't sacrifice your comfort zone, be a little a little uncomfortable for the bigger reward of happiness. And that's what he was talking about too. It's like, what if they asked you to move? I mean, honestly, if you asked me to move to Detroit, that'd be a lot. Like something like that. Like, you guys' weather sucks. I've heard nothing good about this place. Do you even, can I smoke weed there? Like, fuck. That's another thing. They don't have your favorite fruits. I'm not moving to a place I can't smoke weed, guys. You're asking for too much there. That's part of my religious practice, bro. It's not about just the addiction. It's the fact that that's what I do with my free time. You can't take away the only thing I do outside. You know what I mean? Something simplistic like that. Take that into consideration. You know what I mean? It's like, if you have a person that has, you know what I mean, asthma, you can't take them to high altitude. Something like that. And that's where it is are you willing? Are you willing to give up everything in the pursuit of happiness? You've given up nothing. So you're not going to be happy. And that's what it is. Why does somebody have to give up their life for you to feel love? No. I told him that later. You don't have to be my husband for me, or, you know, I don't have to be your wife for you to stick around. And he's like, you don't have to be my wife for me to love you. And that's really what it is. It's like, you know, I don't have to be an old version of me. The right people will love the new version of me. That's it, Russ. You're not a new version of anything. You're a watered-down version of yourself, to be honest. All I can hear is, I want you. I can hear it over and over just playing, and it's so monotone. That's why I didn't sing. I was like, Hannah, can you pitch this, bro? I can't hit this, bro. I am so not a singer. Can you please pitch this for me? And that's it. I don't even know what he says, but all I can hear is, I want you. Can you see him on stage? This is a rapper that sings, I want you. That's not how I talk. We're talking dirty over here. Too much for your virgin ears. Too much for my virgin eyes. Anyways, close the circle. And we're going to do one more card and we're out. We're going to close this on a good note. I've never given you fucking 4 hours of teachings today. Sorry I wasn't all up in the grill, but I gave you the business on my Thirsty Thursday when the bitch is thirsty. Oh god, if I pull out fucking Russ's fucking demon card, I'm gonna fucking lose it. I'm gonna laugh so fucking hard. I might even fucking have a drink to that one. What is it? Oh, Melloc. Hey, oh, he holds your bags, bro. Bring the bag, Melloc. I told him to get you guys in the, where it hurt, to hit you in the pocket. Oh, man. Who is he? Melloc oversees all of the finances in hell. So in essence, he's your ruler. He's your God. Really? Yeah, we live on hell. We live in hell on earth. And you praise all things of this world, which are money. And he rules over your money situation. He gets to decide all that shit. He counts the gold and holds the purse. He distributes the payments. He decides who gets paid for their work. And he can stiff you real hard. He's a stiffler for sure. He'll tell you didn't do a good job. Oh, speaking of which, guys, I can't wait. Oh, man, it happened on the perfect day. So all this shit goes wrong in our building, and there's so many things wrong with our building, and they give me a letter today. They're passing out letters informing us. I saw them. I told you can recognize them. All these new people in the building. The new owners are coming in. They wanted to evaluate it. They're talking about we want to change, we want to keep things the same and this and that. So they want to meet with everybody. It's an opportunity to meet the new owners on November 6th. What? Are you serious? This is a perfect opportunity to influence change and express all your grievances about this place. You have new ownership. You have new management. You go to them and say, look, I'm really grateful that you're coming on. We have a lot of things, you know what I mean? I have a lot of grievances about here, and I'm hopeful that you can make all these wonderful changes. Let's start with the staff. Let's work through the building. How do you feel about cockroaches? You do realize that if you put your purse down, you're probably going to take home a cockroach. That might be something you want to change about the building before you get real comfortable in your office, because we have a cockroach problem pretty bad. You know what I mean? How do you feel about our, the staff helping themselves to contributional donations? Because they have first pick. What? Yeah. And all of this, you know what I mean? How do you feel about all these things? Are you going to continue these behaviors going forward? Are you going to keep these policies and procedures? What are you going to do? It's like, what about, you know what I mean? All of this. Will this continue? And it's not what you say, it's how you say it. You question it. Are you guys going to keep these certain policies? Is this how it's going to be later? What about, how difficult it is for us to access our fundage and to get, approval from host? Are you going to, all of this stuff? And that's just really it. Make him very accountable and very aware that this isn't this is a shit show right here. Are you going to make this show better? Or are you going to keep this shit? Yeah, and it was a whole bunch of women. Ashley and Sandy and Katie and Jenny. Fucking throwing a fucking Olivia. I was like, oh, hi, I'm Lisa. I'm a Lisa. You ever met a Lisa? Oh, there's a Jessica. Come here, Jessica. Jessicas are my favorite. They're really understanding. I know you're going to understand this quite well. Really? Yeah, I don't mean to categorize you, but that's what it was. Your spirit rang a certain name when you were born. Like, I will call them Jessica. Oh, Jessicas are great. That's great. They're so kind. They're so passive. They're so Cancer. So loving. Anyways, Moloch. Yeah, he's all up in he's in your pockets. What's in your pocket? Moloch. He's in there. Moloch's gonna bring me money. I'm not really worried about it, but he takes care of that. He takes care of the finances. I worry about it from, oh God, I told you if I saw him, I was going to throw the fucking book, dude. I didn't. I pulled myself. So, Gomery and Paimon are twin flames. And I was like, if I see Paimon, I'm going to throw this. But look at, focus on finding and gaining new love or inspiration. Ooh, love is in the air. See, I'm leaving you, twin flame. Real love is on the air. You're going to stay in your karmic connection, bro. All of you are. You know you're not in real love. That's okay. There's a million reasons why we can't be in love, and that's fine. I worked through those reasons, but let's just admit that you're not in love. And I walk around in love with everything. You're so loving. I know. Come here. Let me love you. Moloch. Nikar. The lychees. I love the lychees. They will fuck you up. You be laughing so hard. It's the best part about being here. They're my favorite. Mammon. No. Mammon. Moloch. Lucifer. Get on my face, Lucifer. Baby. You babies. Moloch? No, Moloch. There he is, or Malcolm. Alright, Malcolm is occasionally another name given by the demon Moloch. See? Page 95. Colin de Plancy Dictionnaire, Malcolm is separate entity. No description of his physical appearance or his description is given, but he does not carry a royal title. But Malcolm arguably has one of the most important positions in hell, that of the head of payroll. He is known for the one who carries the purse. In hell, although there are certainly other demons who command direct subordinates, Malcolm's position more than likely gains him the considerable amount of respect. After all, those who do not give him his dues are likely to find their bank accounts a bit low at the end of the month. And that's it too. I need a a non-repayable loan with no interest, please. I need you to approve this for me, Melloc. Rob from the rich and give to the poor, please. Thank you. Inspiration. It may be an old thing to consider hell having paychecks. I mean, we work hard for our money. What are we doing this for? But if you think about it, there are probably quite a few civil servants working in the field, in the files and admissions to the place. Of course, some of those positions may well be carefully chosen punishments, but given the alleged size of the place, there will certainly be paid staff as well. Imagine the chaos without the organization budget, and Malcolm becomes a very important member of the infernal hierarchy. And that's why the government shut down. They couldn't figure out how to handle the purse, where to put the money, who gets what. No, we need more money. And that's what they said. They were like, they plan to keep everything the way it is and just bring in more funding. Bring it on. We need more money. What do we need it for? I don't know. The needs of the people. I'm sure they need something. You need anything? You to turn the fucking water on and the air conditioning, I'm fine. Just basic basic human rights. A right to fucking cool air and hot running water is good enough for me. If you could do something about the fucking... To be honest, I'm being grateful. I'm being ungrateful. It took about 3 weeks, but the cockroaches have dissipated. Really, it worked. It's working. But I was just like, where did they come from? And I can't live like this. And I had no choice but to, you know what I mean, just like deal with it. But it is, I'm being ungrateful. I haven't seen them for a minute. Really? Yeah, it's working. Anyways, focus on budgeting and frugility. That's what I told my kid. I told him, it's like, I'm not blowing money on Halloween. It's one day and you're walking around at night and it's always a cold night and you'll have a fucking jacket on. Quit playing around with me. Quit playing around with me. That's what I told him. I was like, I'll put up $30 for both of you to hit the fucking thrift store. You don't got to make this a big deal. You're not little kids that are showing off your little costumes to your little friends. You're not trying to impress nobody. You're just trying to be part of. And that's really what it is. I'm like, I'm not buying a new fit for this bitch. I'll fit in my shit and be the sexiest bitch that's in this bitch. I don't need to go broke trying to keep up. Realistically, yeah, he really wanted this specific... He was not budging on it, bro. He wanted a specific fucking costume, and he has been fucking on my case about it. And it's... If I thought he was going to wear it, you know what I mean? Or be seen in it, take some pictures, you know what I mean? Something. Like if it was a prom dress, if this was a really significant thing, but it's just a day, and he wanted to dress up like a character, and it's like, this is really expensive, bro. The wig alone was $50. Not even the suit. I'm like, you're doing too much, bro. Are you going to a house party? Are you going to a costume party where you're going to win money for this? I'll invest in that. But you're really going to spend all this money to show off on Halloween night? How many of you are about to do that shit? Be creative. And that's why I said we can get real creative with this. I'll send you out there as a potato. A baked potato wrapped in fucking tinfoil. And that's what it used to be fun. Halloween used to be fun. Before you went for somebody else's ideas, you came up with your own. And it's a lot of fun. Is you can be anything. You can put yourself, and you get to take off your suit and become anything. He wants to just be that. Can you be something else? Anything else? Anything. I don't know. I'm just saying that, and that's what I was trying to tell him. It's like, I'm not doing that. And then there's just other things. It's like, it's just wasteful. You're being greedy. You want more than what's necessary. It's not necessary. It's just not. And he has a tendency to go big all the time. And then I gotta be like, go home. Really? Yeah, he's just... I'll offer him something, and then he'll think of something that I never even offered that is way... Like, give an inch, he took the whole fucking mile, bro. He's like 8 miles away from what the fuck I offered him. I never said that. I asked you if you wanted, you know what I mean, this. You know? I'll be like something like, I don't know. I'll ask him if he wants a fucking pizza from fucking Little Caesars. He's like, we should go to that all-you-can-eat buffet. How did we get from here to there? I never even offered you that. And that's it. It's like, I offer you, and you think of the biggest thing ever. Like, you're like, as soon as I open the purse, you think that there's... And that's what I told him. I was like, I'm not going to say that we're poor, and I'm not going to say that we're living in poverty. I'm telling you that we're on a restricted budget, that I make sure that it meets all of our needs. So let's not be, let's be mindful. And that's it. It's just be mindful, bro. Don't be blowing shit just because, and then sit on this. As a master manifester, I don't do that to God. I don't put that pressure on myself. I spend with the understanding that it will be replaced, but I don't abuse the spending because I know I'll get more. That's abuse. That's abuse, dude. It's like, oh, I can spend this. My dad will give me more. I can spend this. Money grows on trees is what it is, and that's where it is. It's like, yeah, you can always depend on God, but he gave you, you know what I mean? He gave you a good chunk. You shouldn't just be fucking blowing and going and pretending like, like you just got it like that. And that's what his song is all about, I just be blowing and going. Bro, you fucking... Can you see I'm getting so much better? Did you hear me raise my voice to him once today? I'm doing so much better. That's it too. I'm working on not raising my voice. I'm not even going to raise my energy to you. But he thinks it's the difference. He thinks that that's love, is being able to floss and to blow money all the time. That's why you're in such desire of getting more. You spent $250,000 and haven't even made any of that back, and you're about to spend another $250. You're like, do you know that 2 + 2 = 4, and then plus the 50 means you spent half a fucking $1 million? And there's people out here that are hungry, and you're over there. My girl's worth it. She looks expensive because you're buying her. You're paying for that pussy, and it's beat up 24-year-old drunk pussy, no talent pussy. I love how she's let her hair down. I love how great your product looks in both of your guys' hair. But in the essence, it's like, she can't even brush her hair, bro. She can't even dress herself. She could do nothing without your money. And your money doesn't give her anything. And that's the same as you. Money doesn't give you character, bro. It's pathetic. Me and my husband will not live in poverty at all. But even when we're rich, we will not be like you. And we will be rich. But we'll never be like you. You guys give a bad meaning to the word of wealth. You're not wealthy. You're just rich. There's no wealth to people like you. All that money and you have no character. What was it? What am I hearing? I'm hearing, Marshall, I sold my soul for the Grammy. Yeah, you did. You gave up everything that was good about you and gave them in order to be what they wanted to be, to earn you that #1 spot. You became more and more dark because that's what they wanted. You became more and more ugly because that's what they wanted. They want dark, ugly, hateful, vengeful, fucking, you know what I mean? Marshall Mathers or Eminem. You want the old Slim Shady that's filled with all kinds of negativity and hates the world. They want someone to represent their hate. And that's what got you a Grammy. That's what got you all your money, is being hateful. Your whole life, Marshall Mathers. You made a whole kingdom off of being hateful. And then now all rappers see that you did it so they could do it too. So they run around just fucking battle rapping, being hateful towards other fucking men of their field. You don't get along. None of you rappers get along. You're competing against each other, being hateful. Comparing and competing. You're not an organization. Like, now let's bring in all of the rappers. You're gonna sit there with your dick bigger than the other one, thinking you're better than the next guy. And a good example of that was, what was that song? I can see, I'm just hearing Drake sing it, but it was you and Drake and Wayne and fucking Kanye. It's like you guys get in together to do a collaboration just to piss on each other. Just to piss on the fire and see whose dick is bigger, who dropped the better verse. It's not about it's not collaborating, it's competing on the same fucking song. You're competing on the same song instead of collaborating and pushing the same narrative and building each other up off of each other's words. You're competing with each other and each other's words on a song. Marshall's entire fucking legacy is built on hatred and anger, resentment, violence, drugs. What a shame. It's built on pain and suffering, his own his children's, his wife's, his mother's. He made a killing off the fucking pain of his family by telling those stories. Lovely. What's your next song gonna be there, Marshall? More hatred, huh? Anyways, yeah, watch out. It's not about that, and it's a very hard thing to break, is the poverty mindset, and that's that full understanding that, you know, it will multiply. Right? Who's paying my bills? Is it the government? Is it who's taking care of my monies? Am I responsible for my monies, or is there something else outside of me that provides my money, that takes and gives me money? Realistically, you work hard for your money, but then where does it go? It's just somewhere else. It comes from somewhere, and it goes somewhere. It's never really yours. You never feel the security of it. It's never fully staying there. It's like, you know, if it was the case, if they felt the security of their money, they wouldn't be working for more money. They're working because they're working class Americans, is what I heard. Very well said. You're not significant. You're another working class American. You just work in the dropouts, the class clowns over there, the rappers of America. Can we have all the rappers of America? And that's where you guys get together, and all you do is say who's better. It's a fucking piss show. It's so pathetic. That's it. You get together and talk about who's better. That's some bitch ass shit. Let's spill the tea, I suppose. Gin and juice, I guess, is what you're drinking on. But in the essence, you need to learn that money isn't your God, and that God provides money. I have gone for, and that's where it is, I don't have to worry. Do you think I'm worried about running out of money? I went for 3 years with no fucking money in my pocket and went on adventures all over across the U.S. Never did anything. Never stole or lied or cheated anyone out of their money. I didn't need money to live life. God showed me that. So do you think I'm worried? No, I'm just reserved. I'm smart. I'm not going to buy things that I don't need. I'm not going to space, you know what I mean? Like simple shit like that. Can we buy a soda? Didn't I just buy a 12-pack at home and you didn't bring one? So now I'm just supposed to break bread because you didn't think about it? Like, that's mean. No, it's wasteful. We really do have soda. I don't need to buy more. And that's that type of shit. You know, we have food at home. It's real. I spent over $100. Food is so expensive right now. I already spent I literally spent $100, $150 on food yesterday. We have a mini refrigerator. That could tell you right there that shit's out of control. It's like, no, I'm not buying you fucking fast food because you want to eat quickly. Go home to the food I gave you. It doesn't matter which food it is. They both cost. I can't just, you know, and how much of our money do we waste on shoving in our face? Simplistic meals. It used to be, and honestly, for our family, it's cheaper for us to eat out. It is cheaper for us to eat a meal out and you know, a drive-through than for us to go to the store and eat 3 different meals because we don't agree on food. Really? But we can agree on a drive-through because they have different options. So we can all eat for less than $6 typically. Really? Typically, that's what I said. Like, we can go out and spend $20 and all of us eat off of $20. If we go to the fucking supermarket, it becomes $30 to $40 immediately. But then if we go to a restaurant, Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? And that's just being smart about it. We have to eat. But do we have to eat the nicest things? Do we have to eat our money up? Or really, we just need to put something in our stomach. You just need a Snicker bar. You're just hungry. You'll be okay. In the essence, there's kids starving that, and I showed you that. It's like, you know what I mean? Like you think you're starving, but you can go longer. You don't want to. It's not a good feeling of being hungry. But you can hunger for a while. You can thirst till we get home. I'm so thirsty. I'm so thirsty. Drink your spit. No, that's kind of mean, but I've said it before. Swallow your spit. Quit talking shit. Really? Yeah. Don't bother me with this stupid shit. Like, seriously, if you're just whining at me and I've already told you and you're just, I'm like, yeah, swallow your spit and quit talking shit. Is this saying around here? I'm not going to talk to your kids like that. They're my kids. They're teenagers. Come on, dude. We talk different. Very different. Have you heard the shit that comes out of my teenagers' mouth? Don't talk about that. But yeah, watch your money. And that's it. It's like, don't stress it. Don't watch it disappear. Just also be aware that you might be contributing to the disappearance of this money. Nobody is in your bank account. Or maybe you need to go check and see who is, as I said that. How many people have access to your finances? How many people are, you know what I mean? And that's what I'm going to point out to them. It's like, you guys need to do a whole audit of this. Like, how many people... there's one credit card here, you guys. There is one debit card here that they pass around through this whole building. Really? Mm-hmm. For everything. Who's in charge of it? It's supposed to be somebody called a host. I don't see that. And they're like, well, we're waiting. And then sometimes there's money on it and sometimes there isn't. And people just have to wait. Why do I have to wait for my money? You guys said I had $5,000 put away. Why do I have to wait? What are you talking about? You don't have money. Oh, we spent all the money on the card. Whose money was on the card? Not mine. Where's my money? It's my money. Just kidding. I'm just saying shit like that. Right? And that's it. Is God can provide money. Money it comes from everywhere. And that's God. But he can, you know what I mean? But you also, you know, money it's a currency. So it's an exchange of something. It's like, you know, I didn't just win the lottery without investing a lot of money and belief into it. You know what I mean? I didn't just, you know, going back to my album. Do you know how many thousands of dollars I put into that? And God said, just leave it alone. It was the best work, but it wasn't about remaking money. It was an investment into, you know what I mean, my future. So this is a good thing to talk about before Friday, is you need to talk about your spending habits, start reevaluating your money. I mean, it wasn't that I would spend and blow and go because I worked as Lyft, so I could make money every night and hit a button and have it back in my bank account. I could walk in with nothing but a fucking, you know, a half a tank of gas and walk home with $200. And so with that certainty that there's more, I didn't mind waking up in the morning and blowing $50. And then going out in the afternoon and blowing another $50. And before I knew it, I blew all the money from yesterday. I used to blow and go real hard. And then even younger, when I was 15, when I first got introduced to money outside of my poor home, we could make money real quick. I learned how to sell drugs. That money was real fast and lots of it. And that's what it was. He would just leave me with money. Okay, I'm going to go to San Diego and hustle. Here's some money. You take care of the kids. All right. If I need anything, I have money. But what I needed was a friend. I needed a man. I needed something. Don't leave me in a foreign country with a bunch of money and kids and just tell me to be happy. And that's really what it is. That's what it means. It's like, you know, I was locked away in places. I was locked up in towers by the hour. So watch your monies. Watch your monies. Get your money while you're bullshitting. And that's what drives you to do such things. I sent that message to Bobby. I was like, bro, I know you make good money doing what you do, but what really brings you happiness is being with your children. So maybe you need to take a pay cut and just stay closer to home. And really, it's like you're sacrificing coins for true wealth, which is that time. An hour with your kids makes you healthier than an hour at work. You might make $30 an hour, $40, $50 an hour, whatever you do. I don't know what he does. He's a tradesman. You might make $40 an hour doing what you do. But the priceless adventure you can have with your children for an hour is, you know what I mean? It will last longer than those $40. Those memories, that experience, that time you spent with them is going to go much further than $40. You can't buy that for $40, bro. You can't buy people's time. It's like, yeah, you might take a pay cut, but you're going to become far more abundant by doing this. And that's where you got to let the pride down. You know what I mean? I was embarrassed. I worked at Walmart as an overnight stalker. But I shit you not, that was the highest paying position in that town. The highest paying position, unless you're, you know, fucking management or a trainer, at Walmart is the overnight shift. They pay you more to work the third shift, right? In that shit-ass town, the biggest corporation was Walmart. So even though this is a huge hit to my pride, it is the best paying position that this place has to offer. Really? Yeah? And that's really what it is. It's like, I mean, I thought I was better than this, but this is what's the best thing this is what's best for us. I was shameful about it. Everything I ever did, and I'm just a fucking stalker at Walmart. But it was perfect for me. Like I said, it kept me, the heat, it kept me away from people. I got to be part of the town, but not part of the town. You know what I mean? And, you know, I had a position, and it was perfect. But again, I had to sacrifice my pride. But anything in that town I was going to, unless I worked at the casinos, and I tried to. But I was an outsider trying to get in, and it wasn't going to happen. You had to be sleeping with somebody's cousin. And I wasn't sleeping with any of those people. Really? Sleeping with the enemy. Yeah. We went through a lot. I'm going to label this, and we're going to move on. And I hope to God they turn the water on. It is 7:30. They better have turned it back on. I'm going to go see these guys. Hey, I love you. Laters. Bye-bye now. Thirsty Thursday with no water. That's hilarious.